How the Grinch stole Christmas, that's what we're doing. So, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm-lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings.
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow's Christmas, it's practically here.
Then he growled, with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must find some way to stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea.
Mwahaha!
An awful idea.
Mwahaha!
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
Mwahaha! I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick with this coat and this hat. I look just like St. Nick. All I need is a reindeer.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop that old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said.
If I can't find reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog, Max. And he took some reindeer, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags, some old empty sacks, on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said,
Get up!
and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Whos lay snoozing their turn.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
Well, you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot, there's a light on this tree that
The fake Santa Claus lie.
won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here.
And his Who fooled the child. He patted her head. He got her a drink and he sent her to bed.
Finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two. Then all the Whos down in Whoville will all cry, boo hoo. That's a noise.
Grinned the Grinch.
It I simply must hear.
So he called, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. He did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville, and the Grinch popped his eye. And he shook. What he saw was a shock of surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming, it came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
How could it be so?
Hang on. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. His heart didn't feel quite so tight. He whistled his love through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch carved the roast beef. The end.